Today, we're going over 5 steps for getting your hair sleek and smooth while maintaining volume at your roots. Having volume and smoothness may seem like a constant battle of tug of war.
No one wants flat hair. Quit fighting it. Nobody wants poofy hair.
But it's actually quite possible. Maybe you're not sure what brush size to use.
You're telling me brush size matters?
Are your arms tired from the exhaustion of a voluminous blow dry?
Are my muscles showing yet?
Or unsure of which products you should be using?
Volume divided by smoothing equals volume squared.
We're tackling all that and more in these 5 easy steps to ensure you keep the volume you want while maintaining a sexy, sleek look through your ends to have the hair of your dreams. Let's go. Step 1, product application. The reason applying your products in proper order is important is because it allows for you to get max control in whatever it is you struggle with most when it comes to your hair. Think of this in terms of needing glasses to see. Would you try and sit down and read your favorite book without first putting on your glasses?
I cannot see.
No, and that is because the words would be blurry and you might not even actually be able to find your book. Your glasses are the most important thing needed to allow you to be able to sit, read, and relax. If your hair is incredibly flat like mine, meaning it is quite the fight to get volume, you most certainly want to apply your root lifter first and foremost to your hair. Root lifter to flat, lifeless hair is the glasses to blind eyes. One should not be living without them, and yes, I am putting root lifter in the same level of importance as glasses because that's how flat my hair is. If you have really frizzy hair, waves or curls, and that's your main struggle, you would need to apply an anti-frizz or smoothing product first and then your root lifter. On myself today, I am using Moroccanoil's Root Boost for my root lifter and applying it to my entire scalp. I want volume at my roots everywhere, not just in set areas. Normally, I would apply a volume mousse next to my mids and ends, but because this is a smoother, sleek blow dry, I don't need the extra volume a mousse provides, and in its place, I'm using Kenra's Perfect Blowout. This gives us our heat protection, and it also provides frizz control as well as shine. Step 2, concentrate your rough dry. This is a pretty basic step and it might not seem that important, but it can make or break your blow dry.
There's a right and wrong way for this?
You always want to make sure that you are rough drying your hair with your concentrator nozzle on, as this allows you to focus the airflow directly where it's needed to go. This helps give you more control of your hair, which is important. You can start to build your volume by lifting your roots and focusing the airflow directly to these sections. And because the air is being directed only to certain areas, it will allow for you to get the excess moisture out of your hair without drying it too much. You only want to rough dry your hair 2 to 3 minutes. If your hair gets too dry during this step, you're not going to be able to get the same results. And well, the rest of this video won't work the same, so just make sure that you are following these steps correctly, and I promise you and your hair will be happy. Step 3. Does size matter? You can create this blow dry with using either a separate brush and blow dryer or a blowout brush, but I want to share a few pointers regardless of which option you prefer. If you are one who uses a separate blow dryer and brush, you want to make sure you are using a large round brush when drying. Because we are creating a smoother look, you will want to use a large brush, and my favorite is Cricut's 450 brush. This thing is huge and I love it. This is going to allow you to still lift the hair at your roots but glide through to your ends, keeping them nice and smooth. Because of its size, you're not able to wrap your hair around the brush the same as you would with a smaller size, so it naturally cuts down on the bend or bounce that your hair would get. Don't get me wrong, I love a bouncy blow dry, but when creating this sleek look, a large round brush is where it's at. If you're one to use a blowout brush, you want to make sure you are using the classic oval shape and work the dryer both sides of your section as they get much hotter than a standard dryer. This will prevent one side of the hair from being overexposed to heat and help to dry the hair more evenly, leading to a faster blow dry. Whichever option you choose, you want to make sure you are lifting your hair straight up as much as possible to create the volume here at your root. While gravity means what goes up must come down, the fact remains that we are fighting it in order to get our volume, and you always want to lift up. When it comes to your ends, while we are not trying to create bend, you want to be sure you are gliding your brush through to your ends to smooth them out. This is especially important if you have more coarse or wavy hair, and if the idea of lifting your hair to fight gravity for your entire blow dry sounds like more than you can handle, that's okay, cuz
we're right there with you.
Which leads us to our next step. Step 4, break out the secret weapon. While lifting the hair is the best way to create volume and provide longevity in your blow dry, it still just wears you out, but this is where our secret weapon comes in, the volume. How to describe the volume? The volume to me is like a best friend. The Monica to my Rachel, the Will to my Grace, peanut butter to my jelly.
We get it.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm just being honest. In all seriousness, it is a tool I can't live without, and it's the easiest way to create max volume in your hair, and you're gonna use it right alongside with your blow dryer. After you finish blow drying your first section, you are going to grab your volume and use it right at your roots and hold for about 7 seconds. I find this time frame to be most ideal. When you go to let out the iron, you will see all its lovely texture and volume that it has created in your hair. Think of using a volume with the same idea as why you fluff a pillow. Fluffing a pillow helps to make it look more full and voluminous, giving it a better appearance overall. A volume is the same idea, but it will be your roots that look full and maintain that voluminous look, while your ends get to stay sleek and smooth. And the best part of this analogy is that your hair will feel like a literal pillow from the volume. When using the volume, you only want to use it directly at your root area. You don't want to move it too far down your hair. You will continue to use it on your hair after drying each section, and you don't want to use it on your very top section where your part is, as you don't want people to visually see the texture created by the volume. Not quite the look we're going for. Now, if you're wondering,
why can't I just rough dry my hair and use the volume?
I'm going to explain why. You certainly can do just that, and I have before when in a rush, as it's a great time saver, but I want you to think back to the control I mentioned earlier when rough drying your hair. Just like the concentrator allows for you to have more control when rough drying, a brush or blowout brush is going to give you full control when styling your hair. Heat is what allows us to work our hair into the shape that we want. When we rough dry only, it allows for our hair to dry almost in a chaotic way, and you're not going to get the same longevity. Using proper sections, a brush and a blow dryer is going to set your hair up for a better, longer lasting blow dry than just rough drying alone. The volume in this scenario is a lifesaver and game changer, but I don't want you to think that your overall style is going to last the same if you skip the styling part and just rough dry. Step 5, perfect your look. Once you have blown out and volumed your hair to perfection, you may find you need to use a flat iron to smooth your ends more. This is ideal if you like that extra sleek look or if you struggle with frizz. You do not need to blast your hair with high heat at this point. You want to keep the heat low and do slower passes, and this is best done by breaking your hair into sections. As always, you want to spray an additional heat protectant onto your hair prior to your iron to prevent heat damage, and I will link some below that are ideal for fine and coarse hair. I like using a hairspray to help hold my style, and I always recommend finishing off with an anti-frizz spray like Amika's The Shield if you live in a humid state to help give your hair even more frizz protection. You will be left with a super sleek and sexy blow dry with the perfect amount of volume at the roots. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Be sure to check out this video right here on getting your thin hair thick. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!